Greetings and welcome to this video on JavaScript interview questions and answers. My name is Michelle AI, and our focus today is on code comments in JavaScript, a topic frequently discussed in front-end interviews. As we explore this subject, you will not only deepen your understanding of JavaScript, but also refine your skills for your next JavaScript interview. During the video, we'll pose a question for you to answer, followed by the correct response. We will give you 15 seconds to answer each question. Optionally, you can pause the video if you need more time. So, let's get started with the first question. What are code comments in JavaScript? Here is the response to this interview question. Code comments are human-readable explanations or annotations within source code used to clarify logic, document functionality, and improve readability for developers. Let's move on to the next question. Why are code comments important in JavaScript? Here is the correct answer to this question. In JavaScript, coding comments are important for improving code readability, simplifying maintenance, providing context, explaining complex logic, documenting functions, and sharing information among developers, enhancing collaboration and code quality. Let's look at the next question. How do you reduce the number of unnecessary comments in your code? This is the correct way to answer this question. To reduce unnecessary comments, write self-explanatory code using clear variable and function names, follow established coding conventions, refactor complex logic, and only comment when additional explanation is needed. Now for the next question. What are good comments in JavaScript? Here is the response to this interview question. Good comments in JavaScript are concise, clear, and relevant, explaining complex logic, providing context, describing the purpose of functions or variables, and documenting assumptions, dependencies, or potential improvements. This is the next question. How can you document function parameters in JavaScript comments? Here is the correct interview response. In JavaScript, document function parameters using structured comments like JS_doc. Begin with a comment block, include @perm tags for each parameter, specifying type, name, and description, and close the comment block. This enhances documentation and IDE support. Let's move on to the next question. What is the purpose of JS_doc comments? Here is the correct answer to this question. JS_doc comments provide a standardized way to document JavaScript code, including functions, parameters, return values, and classes, enabling automatic documentation generation and enhancing IDE support for code comprehension and development. Let's look at the next question. How do you document code using JS comments? This is the correct way to answer this question. To document code using JSDoc, start with an opening /*. Describe elements using tags like @param, @return, @class, and @type, add descriptions, and close with a closing */. This allows for automatic documentation generation and IDE support. Now for the next question. How do you write a single-line comment in JavaScript? Here is the response to this interview question. To write a single-line comment in JavaScript, we use 2 / followed by the comment text. Now for the next question. How do you write a multi-line comment in JavaScript? Here is the correct interview response. To create a multi-line comment in JavaScript, place your comment between a / followed by an asterisk, and finally, end the comment with an asterisk followed by a /. This allows you to write comments that span multiple lines. This is the next question. Explain the importance of using code comments in a collaborative programming environment. Here is the correct answer to this question. In collaborative programming, code comments enhance communication among developers, clarify complex logic, provide context, and document functions or variables, improving code understanding, maintainability, and overall team productivity. Let's move on to the next question. What are some best practices for writing effective and clear code comments in JavaScript? This is the correct way to answer this question. To write effective JavaScript comments, they should be concise and clear, use descriptive language, explain complex logic, document function parameters, and return values, avoid stating the obvious, and update comments as code changes. Let's move on to the next question. How can comments be helpful in debugging JavaScript code? This is the correct way to answer this question. Comments can help identify issues, clarify intentions, and provide context during debugging, making it easier to trace problematic code sections, understand the logic, and fix errors efficiently. Let's look at the next question. Are there any disadvantages to using comments in your JavaScript code? If so, what are they? Here is the response to this interview question. Disadvantages of comments include potential clutter, outdated information, and redundancy. Poorly written comments can confuse readers and hinder maintainability instead of improving code comprehension. Now, for the next question. Describe the role of comments in self-documenting code, and how you can strike a balance between comments and clean, readable code. Here is the correct interview response. In self-documenting code, comments clarify complex logic or intent, while descriptive variable and function names make code readable. We can strike a balance by using comments sparingly and emphasizing clear code structure. This is the next question. Are there any tools or extensions that can be used to help manage comments in JavaScript code? If so, please explain. Here is the correct answer to this question. Yes, tools like JSDoc generate documentation from comments, while linters, like ESLint, enforce consistent commenting practices. We also use extensions like comment anchors in VS Code, which help us navigate and organize comments effectively. Let's move on to the next question. Give an example of when we might use a to-do comment in JavaScript code. This is the correct way to answer this question. A to-do comment is used to mark incomplete features or areas requiring improvement. For example, when we may need to optimize performance by implementing a caching mechanism. Now, for the final question. Explain the difference between using comments for documentation purposes versus using an external documentation tool like JSDoc. Here is the response to this interview question. Comments provide in-code explanations, while JSDoc generates external documentation using structured comments. JSDoc offers better organization, searchability, and consistency, while in-code comments aid understanding during development. We've now come to the end of this video on code comments. We hope that you found it to be informative and valuable. Be sure to join us for the next video, where we'll take a closer look at ninja code and bad coding practices. Thank you for watching.